as far as if you know what your time's going to be normally without Mo,
Yeah.
and you submit, and you're going to be the one starting. He starts with whoever you want him to, but basically, if you say I'm going to be this many hours, they'll start you in that corral. He's with you there.
Yeah.
The only way the wheelchair corral works is for those that are actually pushing themselves in the wheelchair corral. So we started, I think it was 26 or 27. It was way back.
Okay.
We did the whole route of, okay, we're going to have somebody pick us up and drop us off. So I had some friends who had a limo service, and they picked us up, and we drove, and it took forever to get where we were going. We still had to walk forever to get to the actual corral. So don't think you're going to start right on time, because it'll
Yeah.
be a while. At least it took us an hour,
About an
I think,
hour.
from the time the gun went off to the time we actually could get moving.
Yeah. And there's like 1,000 people. in
Oh,
each
try
corral
10,000
type
people in each
Yeah.
corral. Yeah, I mean, they're everywhere.
That's the thing that that I'm at least nervous about, is that when we start off, there's a huge group of people clumped together and just,
And it's just like any run that you do, be prepared that the first part's going to be the slowest.
yeah.
As soon as you get across the finish or the start line and start moving, then everybody kind of takes off. And it does stay packed at different times, but I think it kind of definitely thinned out there for a while. I mean, you get your own pace and it thins out and you can move on.
Who all has done this before?
And with the horn, we can clear
The horn
people
is
out.
going to be perfect.
The
That is gonna be
horn?
your best asset, believe me.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
And he's going to fix a coffee machine on the back.
So do we know what corral we're starting? Because like I have my registration all says 31 or whatever.
Mine says 33.
33, okay.
I think
So I
that
can
you
move
can
backwards,
Probably
right?
the
Sure,
last,
sure.
so
Yeah.
there's
Okay.
You don't have to be
33,000
in
people.
30.
So we'll just start at 33 then?
Yeah, because you can't
Okay.
move like
Forward, but you move backward
Like
without-
mine, I registered in like August, so mine's like 20. But I'm not
Okay.
going to start in 20. I'm going to start back with everyone.
We don't have to
No.
we don't have to like
No.
redo them at registration.
No.
Okay. As long as you move back, it doesn't matter, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
And so we probably won't just get across
They
the
don't
starting
have
line
corral
until like
police.
8:15.
No,
No,
So 33.
there's too many.
And what you'll see is in each corral, you'll see pacers that run around with their big signs saying this is the time or whatever. How many people have done a marathon before, or half marathon? At this one, have you done the country music one? Okay.
2.
That's amazing.
Water station, I did that.
That is amazing. I liked the expo last year, the day before, or the couple of days before. That was neat to be able to go in there and see all the different stuff and get all the people around you and learn some things. I had a lot of socks sold to me that day for some reason.
Have you been drinking the drink? What is the drink of this year?
Is it Cytomax? or
Cytomax.
something?
Has
Is that
anybody
what
been
it is?
drinking it? They will serve that throughout the half marathon and the marathon. If you haven't had it before, take just some sips. It fills up your electrolytes that you're losing as you're walking and running. I don't know what the weather is going to be like. It was very hot last year. So it's really important to drink it. However, if you haven't been drinking it along the way, you might not want to drink too much. There's water and Cytomax there for you.
So Weather Channel says it's going to be 80 with abundant sunshine. MSN says it's going to be 70 with a 70% chance of rain. So I want something in between with no rain.
So 75 with nice cloud cover.
The
Yes.
wins they spend on weather forecasting. My old mother's rheumatism could tell you to the point what the weather was going to do.
Have they changed the course this year any at all from last year?
I think they said that they have, and it's a little bit more hilly than it was
Oh
last
my God, last year was more hilly than the year before.
Except for the hill that they had the year before at like mile 12 or something, where it was just at the 2 years ago at the end, where all of a sudden you just saw this incline and you just looked and you're like, please don't make me.
I think the hardest hill we had was Demumbrian, by all means.
Like
So-
at the very beginning.
Yeah, well, we came down from the park all the way down Broadway and then turned and went up Demumbrian. And so as soon as we started going up Demumbrian, that was probably the hardest part of the whole thing.
Because it's so long and gradual. It's not a steep hill, it's just very long.
So, I mean, and I don't know how you set schedules or anything like that. There was basically 3 of us pushing my sister during it. And the rest of the team was there as support with us running along the way. They would jump in if they needed to or anything like that. But there was 3 core ones. Myself, another very avid marathon runner, And then a friend of ours who was doing it, he's actually a physician. Poor guy, I thought we were going to have to carry him more than anybody else. But the marathon guy, David, he was so used to running, and we did not run this. We walked this. I mean, we were doing 14, 15-minute miles, just pushing and walking.
I do an 16, 18-minute mile walking, and so 14 sounds like running to me.
Well, we were walking really fast.
Yeah.
But the problem was David would get in there and he'd take his turn and he'd take off running. And I'm like, wait a minute, we still have to catch up to you, so stop.
Yeah.
So we saved the really strong power horses for the uphills.
Okay.
We wouldn't let him push at all except for if we needed to get water or something until we got to an uphill area. That way they could keep up with us and keep moving and take up the slack. And there may be times where we'd push for a mile and then switch off. And there'd be times where we'd push for 500 feet and switch off. It just really depends.
So, Michelle, are you the powerhouse pushing up the hill?
I pushed up one hill last week and it started off really good, and then at the end they started calling me Granny. But I refused
The
assistance.
advantage of this is this bar across the handlebars that really does change the ergonomics of pushing. It really
It does, you're right.
And so,
we had that.
if
The
we can
problem-
find two young ladies the same size, one on one side, one on the other.
That's a good thought. We tried that, truthfully, because we had that bar as well. The problem with the bar and our chair was it was out of alignment, I think, because it kept going to the right. So we constantly had to be pushing. So my arm got so big during that race. And that's something we weren't ready for. We weren't used to that. So we were really having to work with it. And it got a full workout, upper body and lower body.
Yeah, we've tried doing the two people before, and it's really hard because like one person will usually have their right arm and the other has the left. And
Right.
so since I'm right-handed, my left arm's not nearly as strong. And so I think with us, we still get it turning either one way or the other because the other person's stronger, and you're like, stop it, I can't keep up.
That's right. Now, are you helping out during the difficult times?
I during my initial operations, they hit a nerve in my leg and they hit a nerve in my neck. So this right arm is pretty much useless. I can sort of brush my teeth with it, but that's about
Okay.
all. So they really
Well,
messed me
I
up.
commend you for even doing this because it's a lot of work on you.
Oh no, I'm happy.
I know you said
They
that.
won't do this, but we can.
While I'm going, I do my exercises, you know.
Yeah, that would have stopped at red
He's
light.
been practicing sitting for a year now.
2 years. No,
You will be the pack horse. Everybody puts everything on you.
absolutely.
Yeah. We have this little guy. It says built for speed, my little Thomas tank engine backpack. And so we might put some snacks and stuff, some band-aids in case people get blisters. Blister queen.
We were the monkeys because our first practice race was at the zoo and we like monkeys, so we became the monkeys. And we had monkeys all over her chair. It was fun.
And John made us some wristbands, which was
Monkeys on a mission.
Aww. That's awesome.
And I've got, you see my license plate?
I did see your lesson.
Okay, I've got miniature ones of those that I want everybody to stick on their race number. They're only about 1.5 inches high and about that long, and it's a photograph of my mobile.
oh,
That's
that's
I
awesome.
used to have a car that license tag was mobile.
That's
You know, the Pope's got the
That's
Pope Batman, and I had the mobile. And when we used to pick up Julie's kids at school, they used to say to my wife, please don't let him come in that car.
What kind of car was it, Mo?
It was a small Subaru, a tiny Subaru. Not many people know it. It's a 3-cylinder small Subaru.
Wasn't
I
it
know.
like a Justy or something?
A Dusty or
A
Justy.
Justy.
So
Never
the
heard.
kids were not thrilled about it, huh?
No. Because the teacher got to know me and she used to yell out, your shrimp limo is here.